Hello, this is Bill McAfee. I am the president and part owner of Empire Title in Colorado Springs. We're giving a market recap. You said crap, shut up. Anyway, we're doing a market recap of the month of November for Pueblo, parts of Douglas, all of El Paso, and all of Teller counties. Now, the last YouTube video I did, I got a lot of crap because of my weight, and so therefore I went on a very aggressive weight program, and I'd like to say, how do you like me now? Huh? All right, anyway, no more messing around. Here I am. Same old me, sorry. Looking here at our average sales price, we had about 233,000 and change was our average sales price for the month of November. Looking on a 12-month running average, we actually have been trending up on the long-term trend, which is good. Looking at the median sales price, we were at about 198,000 for the month of November. Again, on a running average, this is the same chart we just looked at. However, you see that over the long term, we are trending up. I want to throw just a word of caution in there. I do believe that there's some bank-owned properties. In other words, those properties that have gone back to the bank that will be coming out back into the inventory over the next couple of years, which I believe will probably have a little bit of downward pressure on both average and median price. Looking here, the number of sales, we had 452 sales, residential sales through the MLS. Notice this period right here, which is about in 05, where we were doing almost 1,400 units a year. The last 3 years, those numbers have been dropping down. The good news about our county is we don't have an excess of new builds sitting out there. If we have an excess, it's probably going to be the bank-owned properties that come back out. But otherwise, our fundamentals here are pretty sound. Looking at the number of sales on a 12-month running average, notice we crested and we are starting to drop back down. I really can contribute that to two factors. One, we had the new homebuyer credit that expired June, and then we also had the other thing of the election coming up this year. So with the expiration of the new homebuyer credit, with the elections coming up, buyers stepped out of the market a little bit, and because of the homebuyer credit, we brought some forward. Looking here under months of inventory, we have just a pinch under 7 months of inventory in our market. 6 months is where you like to see that at, so we're still a pinch high. Looking at our mortgage rates, one of the things that is starting to happen, 3 or 4 weeks ago, we were closing mortgages at 3.75%, maybe 3 7/8 on 30-year fixed mortgages. I'm starting to see those come through now, and I'm seeing them over 4.5, sometimes 4 5/8. Bottom line, I've been saying this for a while, interest rates have been held artificially low. Our own government has been buying our own bond, which has held rates low. You got things going on across the world like Spain, like Greece. It's created a huge demand for our bond, which has held rates down. My estimation is I really believe you're going to see rates start to go up. Simple numbers for you guys, $250,000 home, and let's say you're waiting for it, and you say, I'm not going to buy right now because I'm afraid rates are going to come down. Let's say they come down 5%. That means your home is worth $237,500. Well, here's the bottom line. If you run, let's say you bought the home at $250 when the rates were at 3.5 versus waiting and where they are right now, if it goes up 1 point on a mortgage, so you let it drop down to $237,500, you purchased it for $12,500 less. However, that 1% in increase is going to cost you approximately $30,000 over the life of a 30-year mortgage. If you let it go up 2 points, it's almost $90,000. So anyway, just wanted to give you those facts. What do you think? Whatever. Anyway, we've got the percent of sales by price. One thing that's important to know, oh, he's turning his back on me now. He'll pay for that. Anyway, on the chart of what we have right here, about 28.7% of the sales in our MLS are greater than $250,000, and about 71.3% or less. Again, we're going back to tight lending standards. In our current market, that's where the income support them being able to buy a house in that price range. Looking here, this is a leading indicator, and I do like this. This is months of inventory. Notice that here is 250,000 and back. These are all in the 5 to 6 month inventory ranges. That is fantastic. The way I calculate this out, I take the number of listings, which in our MLS right now is around 4,700. I go back the previous 12 months, and I just see how long would it take if we're doing X amount every month. How long would it take to burn through the inventory that we have? Notice that this number right here is the $400,000 to $500,000. We have about 10 months of inventory in that. If you get up to the $1 million inventory, we have roughly 60 months in that. Now, so the higher you go, the longer it is going to be for you to sell your property. But this is a good leading indicator. Just a quick recap from January through November, comparing January through November of 09 to January. Wait a second. Stop it! Oh, sorry. Guys looking over my shoulder. I hate that. If we compare the first 10 months of this year, or actually the first 11 months of this year to the first 11 months of last year, average price are up 6%. Median price is up 4%. Residential units sold is down 7%. So the number of units sold, again, I attribute that to what's going on with consumer confidence. We got inventory levels, they are dropping down. The number of listings is going up. Now, my concern down the road is the number of bank-owned properties coming back in our market. I think that could dampen price just a little bit. Foreclosures, this is great news for us in El Paso County. We're down the number of people going into foreclosure. Whew, man, I'm huge. The number of people going into foreclosure is down about 10% from where it was a year ago, and that's comparing January through November. And finally, the rates, even though they are going up, they're still at fantastic levels. So anybody wanting to buy a home now is your time. So don't let the opportunity pass you by. And remember, you don't know the bottom until we've been through it and we're looking back. So anyway, this is Bill McAfee. I want to thank you, and I hope this information is useful. Please, if you have the chance or you need help from us, it's Empire Title Colorado Springs. And if your real estate agent gives you this video, I hope it's useful. Thank you. Bye.